Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera semua. Boleh dengar suara saya?
Boleh.
Alright, good. Boleh nampak slide saya?
Boleh.
Okay, right, good. Okay, kita dah ada berapa orang ni? Kita buat 29 orang. Okay, saya dah record this session, so I think should be no problem. Alright, okay. Sorry, I cannot make it on Monday because of other commitments that I have to be in. But today, inshallah, I'll try to catch up. I'm planning to do actually a pre-recorded for these two parts of my lecture, which is these stages of mining, as I did earlier. I'm going to complete this within these 2 weeks, if possible, because some of this aspect will be covered in other subjects, but I have to keep up with the flow so that you have some idea the stages and where we're going to focus later on. Okay. All right. So I did mention about in my last lecture about the importance of you knowing the sequence of mining activity. And there is one thing that I also want to highlight here, and I'll put that in e-learning as well, where people get not confused, but try to combine the stages of mining into a mining circle. Okay, in mining circle, it also take care or consider other elements such as rehabilitation, and also how to manage and overall the mining process itself. I'll put that cycle as well for you to really go through. Okay, so you know that basically there are 4. Some people say it to be 5 because they add in the reclamation and reclaim and also rehabilitation as part of stages of mining as well. As what you know that whenever that you completed your mining, okay, you have to make sure that the area that you mine being reclaimed and also restored as much as possible to its original condition, or in fact you want to turn out that area to be other development is part of rehabilitation process anyway. All right, and we know that stages of mining basically consists of 4. There is prospecting, exploration, development, and exploitation. All right, so basically the prospecting and exploration you will learn in detail in one subject that Dr. Kamasha and Dr. Zakaria will explain further in geochemical exploration. That subject will really detail out about how you want to conduct prospecting and exploration. Okay, so these two things is very, very critical because as we know that this is the first test where you want to find your deposit. So it's very critical and very crucial because decision making and all the rest depend on this particular activity. Okay, so and a detailed study. Okay, please know about the two differentiation on prospecting and exploration. Okay, so you must know the difference. So detailed study of stages of mining begins properly with these two activity, and it focuses to mining, and you have to make sure that this being completed. So the discovery of anode being likely, the search of is really, I mean, It's information based. If you don't know the area, you cannot just go and explore. Okay, it's just like when I tell you, let's say, please explore more on how the pit design. Okay, I already zoom in to a specific topic, which is pit design. The same goes with mining. If you want to find gold, you have to go with all the precursors that have been identified to get that deposit. So there have to be some idea, some indicators, some information that people will tell you, or the information will tell you that there is a deposit there. Of course, it's a needle in the haystack. You know, finding one needle inside the haystack is not easy. Okay, so, and of course, I mean, you have to do a proper survey, get things done, because due to difficulties, maybe you want to use all available tools around you to do the exploration part of it. Okay, and the odds against mineral deposit evolving into mines progressing from stage 1 to has been estimated 1,000 to 1. So that means every 1,000, maybe there only 1 or 2 will work. Okay, it's not as difficult as it is. Okay, so, and you must know that enrichment factor, what does it mean? Okay, because this enrichment factor will determine whether that is a deposit or non-deposit. Okay, and because you can actually have a multiplier that you can actually do the process and you get your enrichment factor in. And cut-off grade also you must know. Okay, cut-off grade is a minimum tenure of an ore in economic. Okay, I put that that capture from Introduction to Mining Engineering by Hartman. Okay, so that actually an indication. It depends. This thing really fluctuating things. Okay, mercury, lead thing, the cut-off grade may be about 0.5, but it depends on the available technology. Okay, if the technology is good, blah, 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 and then you might have the cut-off grade to be maybe slightly low. Okay, so this is just a numbers that you can use a guide. Okay, but still the numbers will keep on changing. It's just like the royalty that you have to pay to each state when you do your mining. Each state have their own percentage of royalty that you have to pay to the state. So it depends on the current situation that will determine whether the cut-off grade is good or not. Okay, but remember one thing. This will be discussed in detail in my subject later on in economics, where you will learn on how this factor, the cut-off grade, will determine whether that particular mine can be operated or not. Because if, let's say, the cut-off grade doesn't meet the minimum in terms of economics, it's just a waste of time. Not just a waste of time, but it's a waste of money. Yes, the deposit is there, but it doesn't meet the amount that being required for you to get your income back, because you have to invest with so many equipment, so many processing equipment. You have to pay the land, you have to hire people to do, and at the minimum percent of that cut-off grade, it just doesn't work. Okay, so you must know about that. And of course, phases in regional it also have a few stages within that exploration and prospecting itself. It have a few phases. Okay, it's just like a flow. Okay, you can determine that as a flow. I mean, when it go to phase 1, okay, you do this. Okay, you buat regional appraisal and then detailed study on that particular area, and then you get that thing done, and then you go. If not, okay, what will do? If yes, what will do? So it's a yes no things, and until you got the whole picture about prospecting. Okay, what technology to be used, what area that you want to go, blah 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 blah. Okay, so those are the things that you have to know. And then when you completed your prospecting, then you go to your exploration. Okay, so and then you go also phase by phase. I mean, it's continuous. You cannot jump stages. You cannot just simply go and then do your mining straight away without you doing your exploration, because you don't know where they are, unless you bought over a company that already do the mining. Then is already totally two different things. Okay, right. Okay, now what is prospecting? Okay, sorry. Okay, stage one stage one, prospecting, stress, peninjauan. That means you recce. Okay, you recce first, and then stage two, you focus on the target investigation, because you prospecting ni you nak cari di mana. Exploration you dah zoom in sedikit. Okay, and each stage consists of two phases as we are indicated in the previous slide. Okay, and then you boleh dapat dah dia punya regional area, how you want to go about it. Okay, okay, so because I mean you are actually zooming in because you don't want to risk things, sebab I mean the exploration can be very risky and involve a lot of effort and money. Sebab tu kalau dalam previous lecture saya katakan, kadang-kadang you invest that much money, but sometimes you don't get your money back due to the exploration is not really a fail, but I mean the deposit is not there. Okay. Right, so we go slightly. I mean, I'm going to go this very, very surface and very, very quickly, because you're going to, as I said, I mean, this will be discussed later in other subjects, so that you can have a general understanding about what is the stages involved. Okay, it can be in commodity prospecting, I mean, to specific mineral or type of mineral, or site specific to a particular area or region. So I mean, you can really do prospecting. Let's say, I mean, I have a project in Pahang, for example. I said, okay, please do prospecting on gold. So your focus now will be on that commodity, which is gold. So you do the prospecting where the gold is. That's one. Secondly, you can do a prospecting. You said, okay, for a Pahang state, I want to know for that particular region, for that particular state, what are the available minerals around Pahang. So it's a site specific, which is state of Pahang, but we want to gain information about all the available minerals in Pahang. So you know, okay, in Pahang di sini ada iron ore, di sini ada gold, di sini ada copper, blah 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 blah. Settle on that. Okay, so as I said, I mean dia depends lah kepada apa yang the state would like to do within that. Macam kalau kata contohnya baru ni, state of Pahang, that they want to exploit further on iron, for example. So there is demand, there is a supply within Pahang state, so they can go further where actually the economic that can be generated from this activity. Okay, so the prospecting to locate hidden ore bodies, all, okay, saya highlight ni, all conceivable sources information such as geological maps, satellite photograph, ore reports, documents, and technical literature is a very informative information that you need to get. Like for example, geological map that been produced by Jabatan Mineral and Geoscience Malaysia, they have a bundle of these geological map and reports that available within them that you can buy, or sometimes some of them are free available. You just request, they will give it to you, and then from there, at least you already, the zoom in is already there. At least for the state of Pahang, for example, you know that it's not all over Pahang that you can get the deposit that you want. So you zoom in to a certain area based on ore report, and then you go to that area and start talking to people. Okay, and based on document and literature, okay, yes, there is an area. So then you start your prospecting. After you do your prospecting, then you get a little bit zoom in, which is, this is the area that you want to do exploration. So the exploration will do all the necessary tools and all the necessary effort that you put in to gain the data that required, whether that meet the minimum cut off economic grade that you want to be in. Okay, so you see that relationship. Okay, and because of hidden ore body, direct search of techniques like physical and so on. So but basically prospecting, saya dah list down sampai ke 8 kaedah biasanya digunakan. So macam saya katakan tadi, first of course you nak start somewhere. To start somewhere is one, get the ore report. Ada setengah orang dia tak kata saya tak tahu ore report, tapi saya pergi dekat that ladang, tiba-tiba orang tu cakap sini ada iron ore. Oh yes, that's another report that you get from people. Okay, by all means do, because that's another published literature somehow. Okay, study available geologic surface map. So you tengoklah, satgi bila you tengok benda tu, you tak tahu dia atas bukit ke, dalam kampung orang ke, slide slope ke, all those have to be there. You belajar geological punya information. Okay, and then ada setengah I can see most of now sekarang dengan teknologi drone dan sebagainya, you can do study aerial. Bawa naik berapa tinggi, and then you can see all over the place how the area looks like, so that you have some idea. Kadang-kadang you tengok kata this is a non-mineable, you memang tak boleh kacau that area. Contohnya katalah ada mainstream. Okay, and then tiba-tiba ada lagi satu electric pole dekat situ, national grid. That's it lah. I mean kat situ memang you dah memang is a no-no project. Unless you can convince the state that okay, I can move that electric pole to somewhere else and I do mining there without interruption of all other things. Yes, you can do that. Okay, so and then you have to prepare photogeological map of the aerial data, airborne survey. I mean, you got geophysical survey. Airborne geophysical survey is quite common nowadays. So all these tools will be discussed further in the subject. I just put it here. So, but at the last, I mean, you can somehow overlapping with prospecting and exploration, because you already do the geophysical and geochemical data. Because geochemical sometimes they do in prospecting and they do as well in exploration. So there are some overlapping towards there. Okay, so but whenever that you go slightly detailed, normally it's being considered as exploration as well. So prospecting, okay, it can be a geologic. That means you understand about geological area about that place. So I discussed this quite in detail. Sorry, I bombard you with so many information. Saya tak nak cerita ni satu demi satu. I just buka satu slide tu, saya cerita apa yang ada dalam slide tu, so that you boleh baca sendiri nanti. Okay. So dia daripada kawasan tersebut, biasanya bila you nampak katalah kawasan, saya zoom in, saya bagi contoh sentiasa Pahang. Okay, katakanlah Pahang, negeri Pahang tersebut, bagaimana pembentukan geologi di kawasan tersebut secara keseluruhannya, you boleh agak di mana deposit will normally happen. You come back to geological one, remember the activity of magma, the activity of all the formation of rocks, okay, will come about the deposit of minerals. So this can be a rough idea for you all to really go into detail in terms of exploration and prospecting as concerned. Okay, all right. So that will help you in terms of getting those information available, and then get a more concrete information for you to pursue to the next stage. So one of prospecting tools that people use is the know-how of the geological condition of that particular area. The tools nowadays can be surprising, because I talked to a few geologists, in fact Dr. Zaid, Dr. Kamal Shah, and also a few people outside there. It's already within your handphone, or all the information about the geological area within your within Malaysia, for example. They already have. I mean, what type of rock that is there? Where is the metamorphic lie within Semenanjung Malaysia? You know, the backbone of Semenanjung Malaysia is the Banjaran Titiwangsa. What type of rock? What lies within the the backbones of that particular within the backbones, what are the next layer that will come from there? Is it metamorphic, where the sedimentary will come in? Sedimentary, you know, most of the limestone happen is within the Kinta Valley. Some they are in Kelantan, top North Kelantan. Why is it there? Is it? Those are geological description of that particular area that will help for you to conduct your prospecting. Okay, next is I'll skip this. Okay, you can do geophysical. Okay, you can do geophysical prospecting, detect from distance. This is non-destructive. This is non-destructive. That means you use based on anomalies. Okay, anomalies of that particular area. Then you guna suitable geophysical prospecting tools. You cari dia punya host rock dan body dan sebagainya. Okay, inilah you tengok valuable information such as you punya faults, folds, okay, and so on. So you boleh dapat that information. So methods, subsurface, surface, ada juga yang you kena buat. Tapi minimum disruption to the surface. You just buat satu trenching untuk letak you punya tool sahaja. Okay, ada setengah tu you tarik satu wire mungkin sepanjang 500 meter where they have sensors, I mean to really look into detail what is the type of rock, what are the available layers within that particular area that you want to look into. Okay, electrical, they have self-potential, they have geophysical, you name it. I mean, the technology nowadays can be very, very advanced. It's just that you have to be alert on that. Okay, it's very important for you to keep alert on this technology, not just in mining technology, processing technology as well, because they evolve within. Of course, the basic thing is there, but it's just that when this thing become available, like for example, previously when we do blasting, monitoring of blasting, and you want to secure that area, there is no misfire, you have to go physically there. But now you can easily detect through drones. I mean, that thing will go first. It will move from the top, and you can see that whether that whole area is already being clearly blasted or not. And in fact, during blasting, you can monitor whether your blasting has been done clearly or not. Exploration, I mean, how people do illegal minings in terms of not correctly follow as what they have to do for prospecting and exploration. The drones will go and check them out. You can go as far as 5 kilometer while you're staying here in the campus. 5 kilometer boleh pergi hutan simpan dekat Bukit Pancur sana, tengok ada orang buat exploration ke tak. You duduk dekat USM. Wow, that's technology. Okay, so all those have to be alert. Alright, so these are the things, as I said, I mean, self-potential method of geophysics. I mean, you induce things. I mean, you induce electrical, magnetic, and so on to really penetrate through layers, okay, down inside the earth. Okay, remember, you don't know what actually down there. Okay, you guna ini berdasarkan kepada interpretation, you can see what type of available layers. Kadang-kadang ada bawah, ada confined water, you tak tahu. So jadi bila dapat survey ni, you akan dapat that anomalies. So you tengok and buat interpretation. So it's critical. In fact, the same thing goes to, you buat kaedah yang lebih kurang sama, geophysics is being done for oil and gas. So oil and gas is the same thing. I mean, it's just that, I mean, you do that offshore. Okay, you do it offshore. Kan dia ada pelantar minyak tersebut, and then dia orang buat the induced electrical touch down there, and then they determine what type of rock is there. Then they can see what are the layers of oil and gas within that. They have interpretation, but really, I mean, interpreting of all these results is very critical, and you have to be really skilled and trained person to interpret this information. That's why kalau for oil and gas, kalau you bekerja dengan oil and gas nanti, you have to attend at least 6 months of training just to familiarize interpretation of this result. At least. Because I can see a few people that work in oil and gas, memang dia terpaksa pergi 6 bulan untuk just to master on how to interpret this result. Okay. Alright, so you have induced polarization. Okay, lebih kurang sama. Okay, you induce it. This technology saya tak nak detailkan di sini. Because this will be detailed later on in other subject. Ada satu subject elective which is geophysics, and you ada lagi satu subject which is mineral deposit. So, and you ada lagi satu subject which is geochemical exploration. So 3 subject akan detail out all this information. So saya tak nak redundant, tapi saya just maklumkan di sini sahaja that there is a few technology. Electromagnetic is one of them, and then we have gravity. Okay, the Earth gravitational pull. You boleh agak di mana. So this technology will be, you will detail out later on. Okay, and then okay, so katakanlah kaedah-kaedah yang you guna. Okay, remember all these tool, all the available tool within you is complementing each other. Okay, it's not independent. Okay, get me clear. So they are not independent. They can be independent, but somehow they are complementing, because in order for you to make a firm decision of that particular area consists of the minerals or not, you have to have a few data so that you can make a firm decision. Katakanlah the tools that you use now agak, you can say about 50% confident. You akan ambil lagi satu tools untuk do your survey. And then benda tu pula cakap lebih kurang sama dengan apa yang ada tadi. So that means you already become more confident. Okay, so but I think the best way, geophysical ni adalah kaedah-kaedah yang biasanya ditentukan untuk mendapatkan tempat dan sebagainya. Okay, geochemical prospecting juga, you akan menggunakan macam mana? Geochemistry ni dia menggunakan, geochemical or geochemistry ni, you pergi buat trenching. You masuk sendiri secara fizikal. You pergi korek menggunakan grid. Maksudnya you bukan masuk, you kata you suka dekat sini, you korek dekat situ, you bawa balik sampel. It's not geochemical. You sekarang ada GPS. You kena ada grid. Okay, you tahu grid you. That means you pergi dengan bentuk grid yang you dah tetapkan supaya you dapat ambil sampel menggunakan satu systematic method. You tak boleh pergi masuk, tengok rasa senang, korek ambil satu sini, ambil satu sana. It's not that how you do. Okay, it's not how you do. So dia ada kena ada step dia untuk buat prospecting ni, dan dia ada kaedah yang untuk memastikan bahawa you tahu di mana you ambil sampel, so that nanti bila you balik, you tahu di mana you nak interpret that data. Dan untuk letak nanti, sebab you lepas you dah ambil all this information, you nak letak di dalam you punya maps. You tak tahu location, you tak ambil you punya GPS, adalah dekat somewhere dekat situ, dekat situ, dekat situ, dekat situ, dekat situ, semua dekat situ. At the end of the day, you pun tak tahu dekat mana. But that GPS will determine where you want to go, and then dalam bentuk grid, and so that you boleh buat interpretation, you boleh buat dia punya mapping dan sebagainya. Kalau masa zaman saya dulu, kami buat secara manual. Satu kawasan tersebut kami terima dia punya topo, geological map, topo. Kita dapat lubang-lubang di situ yang mana kita dah buat geochemical prospecting, kita tahu grade dia dan sebagainya, kita tandakan secara manual. Guna pencil color buat satu demi satu demi satu. Sekarang you have your tools, available tools. You letak je dalam komputer, dia akan map things out for you. Okay, geochemical prospecting. Other prospecting tools, you boleh guna geobotanic. Okay. Ini kadang-kadang orang tak perasan. You boleh guna pokok untuk dapatkan you punya minerals. Okay. Itu yang baru-baru, bila saya rasa 2-3 tahun lepas. Tiba-tiba keluar statement kata di bawah pokok pandan, you boleh dapat diamond. Saya first thing dengar benda tu, saya kata saya akan tanam pandan berlambak-lambak di rumah saya untuk mendapatkan diamond. Kalau you sebagai seorang geologi, as seorang seorang yang tahu, berpengetahuan tentang aktiviti sumber mineral di Malaysia, you akan first thing akan sama ada you gelak ataupun you smile. Sebab you know that the formation of diamond just doesn't happen di bawah pokok pandan. Okay, so bila orang cakap boleh berjumpa di situ, I was a bit furious, taklah furious sebab orang tak tahu. Okay, of course gelak doktor. Okay, memanglah gelak sebab you all tahu benda itu katakan. Kalau tidak saya pun nak buka ladang, saya tak payah pandan-pandan kan. So saya kata saya tak payah buat. Kita saya letak kat belakang school ni, saya kata kita tanam pandan. Dapat diamond. Seronok. It's just ridiculous And then in fact saya baru-baru ni saya pernah juga terima ada seorang daripada Perlis datang jumpa bawa pyrite. Okay, you tahu pyrite kan? Dia bawa, dia diikat dengan uncang Wow, saya nampak ini mesti gold punya ni. Dia letak atas meja doktor. Ini emas kan doktor? Dia pun tak confident sebenarnya. Saya ingat dia confident. Dia pun cakap saya, ini emas kan doktor? Masa tu Dr. Hashim pun ada sekali dengan saya. Dr. Hashim senyum dulu. Jadi saya kata saya ikutlah Dr. Hashim senyum, saya pun senyum lah sekali sebab saya kata saya tak naklah intimidate orang tu. So one bila dia buka-buka tu, emas kan doktor? Saya kata, ni bukan emas. Habis tu dia kata, kalau emas macam ni. Dr. Hashim buka apa tunjuk sampel lah. Tak doktor, ini emas muda doktor. Dia lagi 10 tahun, not lagi beberapa tahun dia akan tukar jadi emas, dia akan jadi warna emas. Ini muda lagi doktor, dia akan tukar. How do you feel? How do you feel as a person that have that knowledge Tiba-tiba orang cakap dekat you kata ini emas muda. Okay. Saya tak tahu pula emas ada umur Of course lah emas, I mean information of course he have umur, tapi I tak tahu kata yang something FES2, not even AU over there. FES2 suddenly boleh become AU. Aduh, it's out of my brain. Kalau orang sekarang kata cannot brain. I cannot brain. So tapi you cannot blame them. Why? Sebab dia tak ada knowledge. Okay, they come to you expecting that thing to be considered as gold. They expecting memang saya akan cakap gold. Tapi saya cakap bukan gold. Dia jeling saya lain macam nak marah. So saya tak jadi charge dia, saya kata tak apalah, balik for free. Saya kata tak payahlah, tak payah risau. Okay, tak payah risau, this thing not going to change to gold. Biarlah dia di sungai itu. Or either if you want to do, ambillah sampel tersebut, buatlah dekoratif. Kan sekarang banyak dekoratif pakai pyrite. You pun tak sedar tahun you pergi kalau kata kedai feng shui Wu, if you can correct me, kedai feng shui banyak suka pakai this pyrite and this halite punya tu, and then they sold for what 10,000, 8,000.
I also not so sure because I don't go for that. But I know that they will sell some crystal inside the rock. Crystal inside the rock. But that's only halite.
Yes. And in fact, I mean in where is it? I think in Kedah or not. I mean Dr. Muhammad Hazizan have that in his room. I was so jealous because that one is so beautiful. It's a fluorite rocks being cut. It's so beautiful.
It's only soft.
Yeah, but that is jewelry grade. You know, when it's a jewelry grade, then it become very expensive. Okay. So, but anyway, all right. Okay. So there are a few ways. I mean, geobotanical. Sometimes people use indicators from plants that available, but that is very rare. But it's also, you can see that certain plant can only grow at certain soil. So for certain soil that okay, this can be an indicators. Okay, so those are the things. Geothermal, kat Malaysia kat mana ada geothermal? Tahu tak geothermal ni apa? Tu saya dah tulis kat situ. Hot springs. Okay, geothermal, if you have tremendous or a few geothermal, you boleh guna untuk generate energy anyway. So sekarang kita kat Malaysia, kat mana ada geothermal? Kita kat mana ada hot springs? Baling ada satu. Mana lagi? Kat somewhere in Slim River, they have one, satu geothermal. If I'm not mistaken, ada dekat Perak ada a few. Dekat Johor pun ada a few. So they have geothermal. Tapi geothermal itu is a small scale lah. I mean, it's just sumber air panas yang keluar daripada permukaan bumi. Hot springs lah. So hot springs, can be indicators as well. Okay. Alright, so those are available tool for prospecting. Okay, now we go beyond that. We have exploration. So goal exploration is to define. Okay, it's more clear now. You did your exploration, dah dapat some indication. Now you explore more. That means the detail will go in. Okay, so exploration determine the geometry, extent, and is it worth a deposit technique similar but more precise in terms of the work that you need to do. Okay, so you kena buat appraisal, you kena buat evaluation at this stage. Lepas ni development dah. Lepas ini you dah buat prospecting, you dah buat exploration, now you dah start nak development selepas itu. So sekarang di dalam exploration ni, you dah kena ada all the indicators, like bukan lagi you 50-50 things. It's already in, but you nak tengok sekarang berapa grade dia, okay, berapa grade dia, and then how to dig that thing out, and all those things have to be in a feasibility report. Okay, dalam feasibility report ni pula, kita akan tentukan dia punya reserve estimation. Okay, itu kita akan sentuh di dalam mineral economics. Kita tak akan sentuh di sini. Okay, so you kena prepare a what we call, sekarang saya nak you dah tahu dah satu perkataan itu, which is a feasibility report. Apa itu feasibility? Is it feasible or not? Simple as that. Feasible or not? So jadi saya sebut di sini, ada setengah bahasa Malaysia kata kajian ketaksawuran. Saya pun nak sebut pun saya, sebab it doesn't reflect. Bila saya kata ketaksawuran ni, apa dia ketaksawuran? Feasible. Whether that thing is feasible or not. You prepare a report, then you tell. In that particular report, it consists so many details. Nanti saya akan tunjukkan juga sedikit. Tapi on detail kita akan buat di dalam economics nanti, sebab dia berkaitan dengan itu. So you have to take your physical sample in exploration, okay, and so on. Sometimes, as I said, I mean there are some overlapping. Kadang-kadang dia berlaku juga di dalam prospecting. Okay, so somehow this thing will work. Okay, so they can be reserve, resource. Ini akan ditentukan dalam one of the subject. Okay, this table kalau boleh, kalau saya dulu masa saya belajar, my tok guru beritahu dekat saya, print ataupun lukis semula this table ni lekat depan notice board. Sebab you kena tahu perbezaan di antara apa yang dikatakan resource, apa yang dikatakan reserve, apa yang dikatakan marginal reserve. And reserve pula terbahagi kepada inferred, dia ada marginal, and then they are sub-economic resource. Okay, so ini semua ni you kena tahu. Okay, dan saya tak bercerita di dalam subjek ini sebab you akan detail out nanti dalam you punya subjek lain. Tapi basically sesuatu deposit tersebut boleh menjadi reserve. Bila kata reserve ni, that means you dah tahu dah dia memang boleh dilombong dan boleh dikeluarkan. Itu reserve you. Marginal reserve, dia bergantung kepada keuangan, bukan keuangan you, market of that particular ore. Kalaulah market tersebut, pada tersebut harga tinggi, yang mana jadi marginal reserve, they can become a reserve. Sebab apa? Untuk proses dia ataupun untuk extract dia keluar, memerlukan harga yang lebih tinggi. At the moment yang reserve ini, you memerlukan harga yang lebih rendah untuk you bawa keluar. Mungkin dia lebih dalam. Okay, so jadi you jadi marginal lah. And then at the end of the day, bila harga dah menjadi semakin baik, mungkin the marginal reserve will become a reserve. Then you have a big deposit. Itu penting untuk you faham tentang apa yang dikatakan this table about resource, mineral resources, per se. So modification are made in the application of geological and geophysical. So you upgrade lagi all the information from all the geological, you upgrade dan sebagainya. Okay, and then you start to create more firm decision in terms of you punya boundaries. Masa ni you kena panggil dah surveyor to come in. You can see the relationship now. Sebab apa you belajar survey dulu? So that you know that these people can give you a good boundary. Jangan sekali-kali you hentam ikut suka you, tak kira orang punya tanah, and so on. And you have to remember, bila you nak buat pit design dan sebagainya, you kena tahu where your boundary is. Jangan tiba-tiba you buat projection bila design sampai ke top pit kat atas tu,
Boleh. Tak
masuk ke tempat lain. Okay, masuk ke tempat orang lain, you kena problem. And then you nak lalu kawasan you pun you kena tahu. Jangan pula lalu kawasan lain. Macam mana entrance dan sebagainya. Sebab tu design of that particular pit. Later on, you kena make sure all those are being considered accordingly. Okay, excavation, analysis and logging for a hidden deposit, excavation must be employed. Okay, so kadang-kadang you tak boleh ambil sampel because dia agak susah untuk disampil. And geological logging, you kena buat. Okay. In fact, dalam banyak-banyak kaedah yang non-destructive yang you buat dari segi airborne, dari segi electrical, induced, seismic, all those tools that are available which is non-destructive is as I said, is actually what we call satu kaedah yang complementing, tetapi the best, in fact, the best and the most expensive is to get your drill core. Drill core, logging you buat lubang gerudi. Satu lubang, tu ambil you punya core untuk you study. Macam you buat makmal dululah. Okay, makmal Lombong kan, Dr. Hairani bagi you satu core, tengok analysis level by level. What type of ore available that? Kalau you dapat that information, you memang tidak ragu-ragu lagi untuk buat keputusan. Sebab the sample is in front of you. It's already been dig out from the earth. Kalau tidak, you hanya bergantung kepada apa? Data yang bukan tidak sahih, tapi tidak ada di depan mata you. You masih lagi agak-agak di situ. Sebab tu yang di agak-agak punya kaedah ni, you kena ada a few. So that you can become no more agak-agak. You more confident and to make firm decision. Tapi kalau you boleh buat drill core, much better. Tapi sebab drill core ni is very expensive. Untuk satu lubang lebih kurang 40 meter will cost you, depend on type of rock, will cost you about 50,000 to 80,000 per drill hole. For a big mine, untuk buat satu core, satu sahaja, kalau lekat 100,000 ataupun 80,000, you bukan perlu satu. We are talking about hundreds of holes. Sebab itu kalau you nak simpan di hole punya information, you kena ada bilik khas. Sebab itu adalah nyawa you. Kalau apa-apa jadi dekat you punya lombong, you akan go back to the core tu. So, biasanya simpan dalam bentuk kayu lah. Kayu kadang-kadang dimakan anak-anak, you kena tukar pakai besi. Besi berkarat. So tak tahu dah nak pakai apa. Okay, anyway. So those are the things. So sekarang dia dah pakai plastik dah. Plastik pun kadang-kadang boleh pecah juga. So anyway, whatever thing. So drill core is the best lah. At the end of the day, you akan menggunakan excavation dan juga drilling. That means you buat trenching. Bila kata trenching, you tahu pit or trench. That means you buat satu lubang kecil pada kawasan tersebut, pada kedalaman tertentu untuk you ambil sampel. In fact, you kena ambil sampel by layers. Katalah daripada permukaan sehingga ke kata 3 meter. Each meter sample. Each meter, that means 1 meter kedalaman tu satu sampel. And then the next satu sampel and the rest satu sampel. Dah detail lah pula. Saya kata tak nak cerita detail. So dah jadi detail. Yang ni akan diterangkan nanti dalam subjek-subjek lain. So dia ada beberapa kaedah-kaedah yang ada di dalam exploration dan juga prospecting ini. It complements each other. It helps you to make firm decision. And I think the best way is to get your drill core coming out from that particular area. Sebab itu kalau tengok dalam oil and gas ataupun in fact the Raman Hydraulic baru ni pun saya buat consultation work di sana, lubang gerudi yang diberikan itu quite significant dari segi banyaknya yang you nak kena buat analisis. So and you are confident sebab masa tu you tahu kata yang the tin is there. The tin is there. It's just that di mana kedalaman dia untuk you buat you punya pit design. Okay, daripada yang sekarang nak extend macam mana, ataupun nak buat satu pit baru ke dan sebagainya. So that information is very critical. So bila you dapat this drill data is more firm, that means you dah rasa confident untuk buat decision. Okay, macam ni lah. Kalau you tengok oil and gas even more interesting. Dia punya drill core ataupun dia punya drill bit, bukannya, kalau biasanya kita one way not one way, orang kata apa, vertical. Daripada atas dia turun secara menegak. Okay. Kalau untuk oil exploration, in fact sekarang nowadays dalam rock di muka bumi pun dah offshore inshore pun dia dah boleh buat. That mean dia punya drill tu boleh berpusing ataupun boleh direktif. You boleh bagi tahu kata okay, you drill bukan vertical pada satu azimuth yang berbeza. That mean disengitkan dia pergi ke tempat lain. Dia dah jadi macam macam cacing dalam tanah tu. Okay, you can direct cacing tersebut, okay, pergi ke sini. That's oil and gas. Oil and gas dia punya mata tersebut boleh bergerak-gerak. Okay. Katakanlah tiba-tiba you buat exploration, that drill bit tiba-tiba tersangkut di dalam lubang gerudi. Isi borang berhenti kerja. The last thing that you want to happen is your drill core ataupun drill bit you tertinggal di dalam lubang. It's very expensive. So avoid to do that. Or jangan bagi subcontractor yang buat, biar dia yang tanggung semua tu. Dia kalau kata tersangkut dalam tu, itu dia punya perkara. Yang penting I want my drill core to be happening. Okay, so kadang it's a tough job and kadang-kadang menyebabkan you ni okay, perubahan pada keadaan muka bumi ni you tak tahu. Okay, so you ada kaedah dan sebagainya untuk you buat sampling. Okay, dia ada dua jenis. Untuk buat drilling ni dia ada a few jenis. Ada setengah dia adalah core. That mean you buat drilling, you dapat core. That mean you dapat hasilkan yang core tersebut lah. That mean sampel batuan. Dia keluar di tengah. Ada setengah is percussion. Percussion ni dia drill bukan untuk you dapat sampel. Tapi you nak buat lubang. Contohnya you nak buat blasting punya lubang kan. You just nak buat lubang untuk masukkan you punya liquid dan sebagainya untuk buat blasting. That one is totally different. Itu percussion lah. That mean you buat saja lubang. Tapi kalau untuk diamond drill, untuk coring, dia ada satu lubang yang macam ni lah. Yang ni. Di dalam ni saya dah tunjuk kat sini. So dia ada lubang di tengah. So lubang di tengah ni adalah untuk mengeluarkan you punya drill core. Penting sangat. That thing. Okay. Alright. Okay, rotary drilling ini saya tak nak pergi, it's very technical. So nanti you akan detail out nanti dalam exploration macam mana kaedah beat dan sebagainya. Okay, percussion. Okay, non-coring macam saya kata, percussion is non-coring. So dia boleh dapat size untuk that drill pun penting untuk you kadang-kadang dia bergantung kepada keadaan. Apa kedalaman, berapa lubang, apa size coring yang you nak. That will determine the cost. You bagi tahu aja supplier semua dia boleh buat. Dia hantar bill aja dekat you. You sanggup tengok bill tu, tak sanggup tengok bill, itu up to you lah. So you boleh propose kepada. So kaedah-kaedah ada pelbagai-bagai. Technology nowadays can be very very critical. So tengok macam ni. Dia kata percussion, dia ada rotary, dia ada percussive, dia ada rotary pusing macam mana. Those technology is already available around the world. Okay, you just mean macam ni augering. Auger ni untuk soft soil lah. Pasir kalau you ada semua dia pakai augering. Kalau nak cerita pasal augering ni boleh tanya Dr. Hashim, dia pergi ambil sampel dekat pasir dune, sand dune. Pakai benda ni nak pusing, kita nampak macam pasir tu senang. But when you do augering, rasa bolehlah tahan untuk memecahkan peluh you. Okay, so it's very tough job untuk buat augering. Okay, analytical determination. Okay, so you kena tahu juga selepas you ambil sampel tersebut untuk dihantar pergi kepada makmal-makmal untuk buat analisis. Okay, lepas you dah buat exploration, you dah buat trenching, ambil sampel ni semua nak buat apa? Hantar pergi buat analisis. Okay, analisis hantar dekat makmal untuk you tahu berapa grade dia, apa jenis other impurities yang ada di situ. Selepas pada you dah dapat benda-benda ni, then you start to talk to another party. Sebelum ni adalah geologist dengan mining guy. You akan talk to the mineral processing guy. You akan bagi dekat dia, okay, can this thing be processed or not? What are the method? Sebab apa? All this information happens within exploration. And within exploration, you kena prepare apa saya kata tadi? Feasibility study. Di dalam feasibility study, ada satu bahagian yang cukup penting, which is what we call economics. Financial. Financial ini you akan tentukan, sebab you nak masuk course. Course kaedah perlombongan, katalah you decide untuk ambil open pit. Open pit untuk for setiap tan, ini harga dia. Untuk process this for 1 ton, berapa harga dia? You see? All those have to be embedded dalam within feasibility study. Okay, borehole log dan sebagainya lah. Okay, so metallurgical testing, saya cakapkan tadi. Okay, metallurgical testing, you kena pergi hantar dekat sampel. Tak banyak lah, biasanya you akan hantar dalam 5 kilo. Tapi you have over 200 sampel. Saya akan terima dalam a few months coming. Dia orang tengah buat exploration dan dia orang akan hantar ke school untuk kita buat analisis. You just imagine. Banyak. And you have to handle properly lah. Okay. Dia masalah dia satu. Kadang-kadang one thing. You dah ambil sampel. Decide. Worst case. Sampel hilang. Avoid that. Oh, sampel hilang is bukan satu vocab di dalam exploration. You nak ambil sampel susah. Tiba-tiba bila you load dalam you punya hilux dan sebagainya nak hantar keluar, terlupa satu lubang. Dia tak hilang. You tertinggal di situ. Kalau boleh pergi ambil balik, tak apa. Nanti gajah boleh tolong bawa bagi dekat you balik, tak apalah juga kan. Kita panggil all the gajah come in and send it back to you. Tak apa. Dia kata, brother, you tertinggal sampel tadi nak ambil. Tak apa. Okay, but unfortunately it's not. Okay, kalau hilang, you nak masuk balik, 2-3 hari punya exploration jalan masuk. Okay, dia lah. So, and worst case, sampel you kira buat logging, ada semua atas hilux. Sampai dekat lab, hilang satu. Oh, you can kill people at that time. Masa tu you tak kenal Dr. Syed kalau saya engineer dia lah. Okay, I will chase everybody out. Anyway, okay, reserve estimation, okay. The rest yang selepas pada this slide, okay, tolong jot down. Reserve estimation dan sebagainya from this slide onwards sampai ke hujung, this aspect saya akan cover di dalam economics. Okay, tapi saya letak di sini untuk for your reading, untuk you dapat some information. Because this thing continuity, so that you know that exploration, prospecting, exploration, sampailah you dapat you punya reserve estimation, because dia akan termaktub di bawah di sini yang saya nyatakan di sini. Yes, feasibility study. Sebab you nak prepare a feasibility report. So bila you nak prepare feasibility report, you kena ada ni all the related topic yang saya katakan tadi. Summary, location, apa topographic, nampak environmental concern. Bila kata environmental concern, dia pecah lagi. You kena prepare apa? Satu, EIA report, SIA report untuk hantar ke Jabatan Alam Sekitar dan sebagainya. Apa yang you boleh buat kalau dia ada environmental concern? Apa you punya teknik nak guna untuk control all those condition that you have? Geological factor, reserve you ada berapa banyak? Berapa keluasan you? Macam mana you nak buat kaedah perlombongan? Nampak? Very complete. How you want to process them. Okay. Kalau you terlibat dari segi plant, macam mana you nak construction you punya plant. Okay, staffing, auxiliary report, auxiliary power, macam mana nak tarik you punya power. Tarik daripada main grid ke, curi ke. Atau you ada you punya own own power plant ke. Marketing, yang 12 itu yang 12 dan 13 itu adalah perkara yang paling kritikal. Because whenever that you do everything, perkara 12 dan ke-13, kalau dia fail, that project will fail. Okay, sebab di situ yang you kira all the cost. Bila you dah kira total the cost, you akan dapat tengok sama ada dia meet the minimum requirement or not. Not minimum requirement lah, the cut off cost tu. Kalau satgi bila you cakap kata Allah this mineral bila kira-kira balik untuk keluar bagi setiap tan you perlukan RM20. You kira-kira balik dengan bayar dengan harga sekarang you kena reduce the cost to be about RM15. Otherwise you tak boleh lombong. You kena fikirlah macam mana you nak buat nak kurangkan jadi RM15. Instead of pakai caterpillar you pakai roli hantu yang generally fabricated. That means you buat sendiri. Tak payahlah pergi beli Volvo punya ke Caterpillar punya. Wah cantik warna kuning kan. Wah nak letak situ. Wah branded lorry. Excavators, no saya tak pakai yang biasa. Saya pakai Volvo or either this whatever Doosan punya technology available. Wow. Semua nak pakai branded. But at the end of the day, you punya cost melambung-lambung. Jaw crusher, sorry saya tak pakai yang second hand. I want to buy brand new. Okay, ridiculous lah. So that will add up to your cost. Okay? Nampak? In the final year, you akan belajar nantilah macam mana nak integrate all this into one particular feasibility report. Alright, okay. I come to the end of this lecture. Although that dia nampak banyak, tapi sebenarnya saya nak summary-kan apa yang you perlu tahu di sini adalah apa kaitan di antara prospecting dan juga exploration. That's one, you have to be clear. Yang keduanya, you kena tahu apa teknik-teknik yang terlibat di dalam you nak buat prospecting dan juga exploration. So those two things must be clearly defined. Okay. In my next lecture, okay, saya akan teruskan dengan development dan juga exploitation. Which is di situ saya akan detail lebih banyak sebab the teknik untuk perlombongan yang you akan go quite detail akan terletak di situ. Okay, yang mana buat development. Development ni is actually a mind plan lah. Okay, it's a mind plan. Where you want to put you punya processing plant, where you want to put you punya maintenance, all those office nak letak di mana. Because you have to be clear, kita tak nak terjadi satu keadaan yang mana tiba-tiba you buat what you kira balik exploration you, rupa-rupanya you punya office ada atas deposit. And you nak buat mining terpaksa extend pergi ke arah you punya office. Satu kerja pula you kena ubah you punya office pergi satu tempat lain. Or you want to avoid that. I mean you don't have a proper plan lah, you tak ada planning. That thing pernah berlaku, kecuali dia akan berlaku kalau you masa tu tak cukup modal untuk buat exploration dan you tak tahu yang deposit you ada di bawah office you. Office okey lagi. Kadang-kadang dia buat dengan container and simple construction, tak ada masalah. Katakanlah dia berlaku di atas you punya processing plant. Worst case, you kena dismantle everything. Dismantle, bawa pergi tempat lain. That's it, you stop production. Nak cari duit mana? Okay, so that's the worst case. Alright, okay. So I'm done with these two aspect. So saya nak minta saya bombard you dalam this lecture notes banyak information. So try to keep it short. Do your summary, and at least you achieve the two learning outcome yang saya nak cuba bagi tahu. I mean, you kena faham apa perbezaan di antara kedua-duanya, yang teknik-teknik yang terlibat dan apa key points yang terlibat di dalam exploration dan juga prospecting. Alright, before I leave, any question? Dah pukul 10. Clear ke? Okay, saya nampak atas katil lagi Ikram. Sambil baring dengan kuliah. Tengah makan. Very good. Have your breakfast. No problem. I'm okay. That's the beauty. That's the beauty of online class. Okay. Right. Tak ada. Okay, clear Dr. Good. Okay, at least saya akan buka juga forum di e-learning. So please throw in some question if you ada yang tak clear. Saya dan Dr. Azizan akan ada dalam tu untuk try to comment on that lah. Ada platform you boleh guna je WhatsApp, tapi kalau you buat di dalam e-learning, everybody boleh lebih menarik untuk you discuss di situ on certain topics. Alright, so kalau tak ada apa, saya nak stop di sini. And then thanks. We have about 37 participant. Okay, not bad. Okay, saya tak ambil lagi attendance. Tak apa. So saya akan make this thing available in the e-learning portal as well and also my YouTube channel. Okay? Alright, thank you very much. Take care, stay safe. Nak dengar suara sikit.
Okay, Doktor.
Okay, Doktor.
Alright.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doktor.
Bye, doktor.
Okay. You continue makan lah. Sedap aja kan I nampak you makan. Okay, take care.
Ya, Doktor.